Hey guys, welcome back to the third hour here. We're playing Polaris by Ben Lehman. This game is so much fun. It's getting ready to be my turn to make a scene, but I just realized I feel like I haven't played this game in so long, and so the more I continue to play it, the more latent memories are coming back to me about how to properly play this game and instruct it again and all those types of things. I just realized, so there is a ritual phrase for when the antagonist wants to step in and say, "Not so fast, protagonist." And so I want to try to remember to use that.
It shall not come to pass?
No, not it shall not come to pass.
Yep.
But there is a cost, I think.
Ah.
Or maybe that's downfall. I don't remember. Whatever. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna implement that now. It's a hard and fast thing. Is that so? If the antagonist wants to say that's how you begin fine, but it costs you. But there is a cost. Blah 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 blah. And then you're like, okay, but only if.
But only if. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how it works. Okay.
Cool.
That's like cards are down now. Cool. All right, let's get ready to jump back in. So it's my turn. So previously on the story of Adhill, you and Hadar went off to go see Buddhist, the shepherd slash demon consulting shepherd on top of Eagle Mountain for his shadow, which I don't think you actually got, right?
Nope.
Yes. Following of which,
didn't do it.
Following of which, you left. You decided to not do it. You left, and by shock, you took refuge in a shrine when you reached the base of the mountain. To your surprise, Buddhist was there, and he has a very, very, very sad demeanor to him, saying he can't let you go yet. He needs you to hand over the Veil of Inspiration, or people will die. You decided to not take his advice, or not listen to him. You did some sort of enchantment that froze him in place. And that's where we begin. Some time has passed. I think you've returned to the Elder of the Austral Houses. And they are chastising you for why the village of... Come with them. One of the Austral houses is destroyed, as well as that side of the family. The collapse of them. Let me give them a quick name. The
Pleiades?
The Pleiades? No, the one I just immediately went to is the Messerthim. The Messerthim house is completely annihilated.
Yeah. Cool.
They're furious at you, and they're demanding that they go speak to the king. If you do not repent and offer to do something, they are going to go. They're going to demand audience to the king to remove your knightly orderness that you failed. You failed in the line of duty, and so that's where the scene starts. So imagine the elder of. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna hand it over to Luke. To describe the elder, where they are. It's your character, so but that's what's going on, and that's what we threaten them. That's what's at stake right now.
Yeah, I think there's a great cliff, a great plateau near the city. Tall with steps carved into it in a great spiral. And up the top of the plateau, where it is swept by the wind and the sky is like so close it feels like you could touch it. That's where the Austral houses are built. And that is where this priesthood has its center. And so I think in the center, in the midst of all of the houses, which all are like normally looking up, but looking in this moment, this confrontation is going down before all of their eyes. And with, like, right beside us, the ruins of one of these houses that has been destroyed by your actions.
Well, Adhill is definitely penitent. And she says, I will do whatever it takes to resolve, do what I can to fix this error on my part.
One cannot fix broken glass once shattered. One cannot restore the light of a star once snuffed. You have caused the fall of a house that has stood for longer than this city. You cannot fix this.
I do not deny the consequences. But we must not dally in our losses. We must move forward. Tell me what I must do. And she is like kneeling on the floor. She's obviously like contrite and sad,
Yeah. Oh.
but also like completely devoted.
But there is a
I don't know if I
cost.
can do this.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. But there is a cost. The elders, furious at your actions, demand that you go to the king yourself, return your starlit sword, and rescind being a knight of Starlit Order yourself. That's what they want you to do. If you are truly repentant.
But only if the king will not accept my resignation.
By the way, we have to come up with the king's name now, because now the king's a character.
Sure. Cancer?
I mean, that's fine with me. The crab. I mean, it's kind of weird, but yeah. I mean, it's the crab. Sure.
I mean, cancer is also cancer, right? So.
Sure. Okay. But so that only if the king won't take your resignation.
I have a thought for an alternate quest that you may like, Eric.
Ooh. No, I mean, okay. Tell me it. Why not?
I think the demand is that, like, if that won't happen, that she must go to Mars the Maker and have him make a new house, as he did in ages past.
Wow.
Like, he is the only one with the power to replace what was broken. She must go to him, and she must do that. If the king, if she can't give up her station, if that doesn't work and the king won't accept it, I think that's like the backup task.
My other idea I was thinking about was having force you to kill Hadar. But no, I like I know, get wrecked, corn dogs.
Why are you always after Hadar?
You're my punching bag. Apparently I have to fridge you. It's the only thing I can think of in my life for motivation.
I'm not going to save Hadar forever.
It's just laziness on my part.
Apparently.
No. Having finding the maker. Finding the maker. I think you misspoke one time and called them the master, which I actually really like, and I think that the elder think of that Maz the maker is also the master of the other side. So you have to return. You have to find the master and do whatever he asked for in order to have him make a new house.
But only if I am given the contract that binds Maz to serve the throne.
But only if it's temporarily and there's an obvious loophole that he can exploit. No, that's unfair. That's shooting down your idea.
I'm fine with that too, because I can always, but only if you're a loophole or.
Yeah, no, but only if he finds a loophole that lets him act through the house that he made for you. They're agents of the maker. Essentially is what I'm asking.
I think you ask too much.
Okay. But only if the house that they make questions the elder's decisions and are curious, unlike the other austral houses.
And so it was.
Perhaps naive is maybe the word I'm looking for, because they're new.
Incorruptible, right?
No, not incorruptible. It's just that they're new. They're naive. It's that they don't have the culture.
The rebellion of youth, right?
Yeah. No, not even the rebellion. It's that they don't have the context. They lack the historical, like, why are we doing things a certain way? That's weird. Well, so they're questioning a lot of assumptions made.
Yeah.
So it is. So you met Maz. This happens. He agrees. You bind him with a contract, and he creates this new house. Since Maz is making this house, I feel like I should have authority to make the house because it's technically a mistaken house, right?
I mean, we said it wouldn't be under his control.
Oh, you're right. They're not under my control. You're absolutely right. See, you need to come up with a name for it then it would fall under the full moon.
I don't understand what exactly is a house.
I have some thoughts. May I offer them?
Sure.
I thought it was a family line, but
yeah.
I thought it was a physical house.
So in my mind, it is several of these things doubled. I think it is a lineage. It is a physical dwelling where they live, and I think it is in some way a manifestation of or a literalization of like one of the great celestial like constellation houses, like the houses of
Shit.
like
Yeah, because like
I love that. Yeah.
Because in the zodiac, right?
Oh,
like you
oh,
talk about,
man.
like, the house of the moon and the thing, right? Like
So
it's like a new constellation.
So Maz
That's
calls
a big fucking deal.
That's-
so Maz calls a star down from the sky,
my
essentially, to like, and that's
become a person.
to become the house. Yeah. Oh shit, that's awesome. Okay. Yeah.
Like he
Totally,
creates a
of course.
constellation, and there's too many stars in it, and the final star
Ooh.
drops, and the constellation is perfect.
Yeah, and so
Give-
what is
give-
and the
give me a
constellation
moment,
that's
folks.
perfect is now the constellation that gives name to the house. So what is it?
Okay, so there is actually a 13th sign in the Western Zodiac that everyone forgets about. It's fallen out of favor, but like back in the 1600s, there were 13 houses.
Sure. What is it?
Can this be the 13th house?
What is it?
It is
Isn't it serpent?
Ophiuchus.
What is
Say
it?
again?
Ophiuchus.
Oh yeah, it's the
What is-
serpent. Yeah, I was gonna say it's a
Yeah.
serpent. Yeah. So you said Ophi, I was like, yeah, it's snake.
Sure.
Snake.
Classic. Anytime you hear Ophi or Ophidian, it's snake. Just every time it's
Yeah.
snake. Okay. Let's write that down. If you already have it, oh, here it is. Yeah, the snake holder, the snake bearer.
I was going to say dawn, but snakes are also scary.
Yes, new house. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Right.
All right, and you're still in control, right?
Yeah. So Ophicus. I'm not gonna come up with it. I'm gonna always bastardize that name.
Fine.
Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus. Yeah, it's Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus.
Ophiuchus. Yeah.
Ophiuchus. Okay. Oh yeah. So emphasis on the first syllable. Ophiuchus. You're summoned again in front of the elders, who are upset. They think that they're upset that the deal that you made with Maz gave you. They're not happy with Ophiuchus. They're not happy with this replacement. They feel it is less than what was replaced. They feel like if you crashed their Lamborghini, you replaced it with a Corolla. Right?
You were tasked to replace the wisdom of the ancients lost, not give us a mewling child to teach.
Exactly. Right.
So Adhill like goes on this long impassioned speech about how you cannot trust Maz to create a history. It would be too long and too complicated to be sure was free from trickery, and that there is wisdom in new things and new perspectives, and that if the elders still desire her to resign from orderhood, she is willing to do that as penance.
I leave that up to the elder. Leave that up to you guys. What do you think? I defer.
It is not your resignation that we seek, but your service. You will go to the king and bind yourself as a servant to the Austral houses, as our guard and protector, until this new house you have granted us learns the wisdom that you promised.
Elder, It is my service that has caused me to fail you. The more you bind my freedom to act, the more you bind what I must do, the more opportunities for the demons will arise. It was my duty that took me out of the town. It is my duty that sent me to have this house created for you. I do not regret my duties, but you must accept that the pursuit of duty has consequences.
You would bind servants to you, but you will not be bound yourself? Very well. Free the cat. If free will is how we are to confront the mistake, then prove to us that you mean it in your heart of hearts.
I think Adhil looks at Hadar.
Sorry if I'm trampling on you, Eric.
No, not at all. This is fucking good.
So Adhil looks at Hadar, and I think she asks Hadar what Hadar wants.
So this implies that I have been bound to you, right?
Yeah, you
You're
were
my
their prisoner,
familiar.
remember?
Yeah.
You're my
okay.
familiar and my prisoner. But maybe it's actually good for you. So let's hear what you have to
I
say.
feel like it is good for me. It's bad for you. It's pretty good for me. I don't like these people. These people are strangers, and my like hair's sticking on end. So I like whisper into your ear, or something similar because I'm giant. It's kind of hard to
Sure.
but I try to like whisper in your direction, like, I wish to be free so long as I can still like see you, because we're like, I've grown fond of you. I do want to be free, but it's like I don't want to not be able to see you.
Then so be it. And Adhil goes up to the great cat, and I bid you to open your mouth.
Sure.
And I reach in, and like in one of your teeth, it's like a golden tooth, and I pull it out, and that frees you.
Then I like hiss a little bit, just like
Then I take the golden tooth and I crumble it in my hand, so it can never be used to control you again.
And I think Hadar, the elder, like inclines their head to you and says, "Great Hadar, you will have the freedom of the Austral houses for as long as it pleases you. You may come and go as you wish."
Hadar rolls to female cat, right? Rolls her eyes at the idea of freedom.
Yeah.
Because now that she knows that she's free from Adhil, she assumes that Maz is gonna just like. But,
yeah.
Oh boy. A courier. I'm not sure if this is actually how I wanted to play this out. I'm trying to think of a fun way that someone finds that Buddhists knew about this and tried to warn you. And that something about Buddhists. No, not yet. I don't think that's right yet. I don't think we're ready for that yet. Instead, I think it might be Maz, or it might be another agent. I think it's Maz, but it's through it's through whispers. The elders. So this is kind of that happens after we've already. They have agreed that you will serve under freedom and stuff of them Hadar. We hear Maz talk to the elders, like whispering, just suggestions. They're whispering, those pesky like I feel like maybe like even some time has gone by a little bit. The new house has once again disappointed the Eldars, right? And well, if I think in a moment of time, it's like if only there was an easier way to bring them up to speed. And there's a suggestion in the air.
But only if
the veil.
Adhill hears the whispers and has time to react to it.
I think you're asking too much.
Okay.
Because right now it's not like they want. I'm like inceptioning the idea that the elders want the veil from you to help them, to help the new house. Right. That's what I'm doing right now. Okay.
So
they don't have it yet. They don't have anything yet. Yeah.
I just want to be able to act on this. And
Sure.
I can't.
Sure.
I don't know what would be lesser than perception of what's happening around me.
No. Oh, sorry. What?
Can I put something out there? Because I'm feeling like, Eric, there is a conversation we maybe need to have about, do you think the Elder is actually full moon, or is the Elder maybe mistaken? Because I feel like it's possible that he's actually part of
it depends. Well, I was going to it was going to depend on whether or not they act on the suggestion of Maz that they become a mistaken or not.
Yeah.
All right, fine. You're no, that's perfect then. Let me go back. Forget that I said you're asking too much, right? Normally you shouldn't do that, but nothing else has been suggested so far, so there's no fictional weird things. No, that's fine. You can act on it, but then only if the elder of the Austral houses becomes mistaken and is going to act on getting the veil of inspiration from you.
I think now you're asking too much. I think there's plenty of room in there to go a little bit lower.
I was going to do it nicely.
I'm very protective of
fine. The elder is going to petition the king for it. How is that better than you?
Sure.
So instead of kind of you, okay.
Now I react. I cut the whispers with my starlit sword, and in doing so, it cuts the tongue of Maz.
But only if the elder gets the veil, or gets the permission from the king, the order, the edict, for you to hand over the veil to him.
And so it was.
Okay. So the elder, now I'm mistaken, right?
No, because I said that was too much.
Oh, that's right. So no, so he just has the veil.
He has permission to get the veil.
No, like I just asked for it. So the king.
Yeah, you asked for the king to give permission to have the veil. That doesn't mean that Adhel has handed it over yet.
I'll give it to Eric.
Okay.
Because
sure. Well, the king hands it over.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because sometimes, like, you're not supposed to go back in time. So once
that's fair.
Permission is happening.
That's fair. We just didn't establish certain connotations yet.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's fine. Okay.
So I got me a veil. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You got my veil. Use it wisely.
I got the veil. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have the powerful veil of inspiration now.
Yeah. Cool.
I warn you of it. You have given it to me. So.
Yeah, that's true. Like it did come from us originally. So that does make.
You know of its power and what consequences of misusing it. So.
Okay.
You.
So yeah.
I can't remember whose scene it was. I think it's yours, Eric.
It's still my scene. And no, because we're not done here yet. Hadar comes in, and Hadar sees that the elder gets the veil of inspiration. Hadar, with the newfound freedom, wasn't privy to the previous knowledge about the scenario, and just sees the elder get the veil, knowing that Maz probably wants it. I think you might be thinking that the elder is under the effects of Maz when you come in. And Can I do this as antagonist? Can I say something like, and under this guise of unknowing, you go to try to attack the elder to prevent him from whatever nefarious plan Maz has, right? Like you're trying to protect the king. Like, so right now I'm trying to lay the line of like misinformation that Hadar, not knowing the actual context of what happened prior, is thinking that you, Adil, do not know that the elder is under the effects of Maz, and the Maz now is going to be getting the veil through the elder, and so Hadar is going to try to go at him. Is that too complicated? Is that too much? Am I just like barking at this stupid tree?
I'm not entirely sure you can control Hadar.
Yeah. Is that too much? Okay, that's yeah.
From what I'm seeing. Yeah, the Mistaken guides the antagonists of the story, including all demons, and also guides the environment and background of the story.
Yeah, that's fine then.
So, the new moon guides the personal and interpersonal realms, including guiding all secondary characters, blah blah blah.
This is the full moons. I mean, the new moons thing. So the new moon can always go along with it.
Yeah,
so
it's up to the full moon.
So I'm just saying the Hadar arrives. Yeah, Hadar arrives at the scene, and sees this happening. Boy, what can I do? Yeah.
So, Hadar suspects that Maz is involved, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as we saw before, Hadar's reaction to Maz's presence isn't violent. It's more like just trying to like leave the situation. But now that like she's present, Hadar doesn't like. It's a very like tense situation. So Hadar can't just be like, oh, I'm just gonna back out of the room. So Hadar just like sits in the entrance, like quietly assessing the situation, like making sure she knows like what's going on before reacting.
So, what's the elder gonna do with the veil?
These 3 things the elder does with the veil. First, they go to a woman of the house of Libra's justice, right? The scales.
The scales, yeah.
The blind justice, yeah. So they go over to the blind matriarch of House Libra and lay the veil over her face, and lo, her sight is returned to her. To restore justice to this land, because that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
And then they go to House Officius and give them the wisdom and the context that they have been lacking. And then I think they go to Adhil. And they use the veil to give her knowledge and insight into the nature of Maz and how to defeat them.
Oh, shit. Can you only if the moons?
Well, hold on. Well, I think
yeah. You can only if the moon's hardcore.
We can override them essentially, like in a lot of ways. In our context, we can provide ramifications to actions.
Wow. I think from memory, it's you can disagree, and either the other can be like, yeah, that's also bullshit, or if the other disagrees, now it is a full scale conflict with.
No, this is a big deal with the scales of justice overturned. Libra liberates everyone in the prison, saying they're unjust. Is unjust to imprison people, causing a massive uproar in the city. There's turmoil in the city, and in fact, Libra, the justice says that the king is unjust, that this order, the structure is unjust, the elders are unjust. It's almost unhinged. The amount of injustice that they can see now, that it's everywhere.
But only if she says that Adhil is just.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yes, but only if Libris also proclaims to the crowd of rioters and stuff that the true ruler of this place should be Adhil.
And so it was.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, so there's a civil war going on now. And I think Maz
Eric,
Yeah.
just to hold you up, the other thing that happened is Adhil was granted knowledge of how to defeat Mars. I just want to make sure, just to be sure that you don't want to also, but only if that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
All right, cool.
But I'm saying, and so now Maz says to you, Adhil, look, like directly to you. He speaks to you now after that.
How does he
Like imagine the crowd is cheering around, right? Imagine the crowd, but then it goes almost like quiet, like it deafens around you, and you're in this very pacific, like sanctuary, and you hear the deep booming voice of Maz and says, "And to think I caused none of this. This was by the hand of your own people."
But only if, because of Maz's cut tongue, I am the only one he can speak to.
Yeah, it's telepathic, right?
Okay.
Yeah. It says, you may have, it's like, you may have cut out your tongue, but the knowledge, and this is actually technically part of a, there's a cost. The knowledge that comes to with defeating me is the knowledge that lets me talk to you. What strange cosmic circumstances would allow for any strong opponent to give their surrender permits me to speak to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know. I feel like there's a more poetic way of saying that, but the code of conduct about defeating something must allow for redemption or surrender. And so because of that, he's allowed to talk to you because that cosmic thing is sort of a cosmic truth.
I don't think Adhil is able to respond because of the fact that, she's surrounded by these people who are coronating her.
No, like I said, it's quieted. It's quieted around. It's like a sanctuary. You can talk to him. You can talk to Maz. It's a private conversation going on right now.
There's like time slow down as well, and
I like that even more. That time is slowed down.
Okay. Are you offering your surrender, Maz?
No. I'm trying to make you see that your world is in danger. And it's not by my hand. Technically, he's lying, but
sure. I think Adhil,
it's the veil,
accepts that,
and he says, that's fine. And he says to you, the veil is the one thing my hand has made that I regret. Look,
you regret it because you do not have it.
I wish I seek the veil so I can destroy it. I am the only one.
Why should I listen to you?
It has broken justice. For once justice was blind, justice now can only see injustice. Do you see the damage that this item can cause when given in the hands of those who can't control it? You are given the wisdom to defeat me, but I urge you, use caution with that power. This is not pleading for my life. This is pleading for everything. The world as you know it. Meet me on the mountaintops. I will be there. Deliver me the veil, and perhaps this crisis can be averted.
I want to say, but only if you're not actually asking for anything. But only if, like, this Oh
no, we're just talking right now. He's talking to you.
Right. I mean, it doesn't make sense to say, but only if you're talking. It's dumb. We're just talking.
We're still talking right now. But what do you say to this?
I think she says,
How are you feeling?
She feels like cautious, but also like confident, and she says, "It's the price of power to know that you must wield it wisely. My sword could murder every living thing. My knowledge of demons could be used to turn people into demons. I understand the dangers of the veil, and I do not know if it was used wisely. But I know I cannot allow you to have it, even for an instant. You tell me how to destroy it."
There is no other way, Adhill. Muse.
Then perhaps
My
we
child. The hands of the Maker are the only hands that can destroy.
Perhaps it's time for that to change.
You are a stubborn one. Am I not being clear? The knowledge of how to destroy it means nothing without the matter. Only the Maker can destroy it. You have to trust me on this.
Why should I trust you?
I was not the one that caused this destruction right now. I am not the one who caused it. Look around you and see the damage this thing causes. The life. Do you not care for your realm?
The consequences of your attack on the Austral houses. I see the consequences of your choice to try and take.
I regret that,
the veil
but I
for
had
yourself.
to. I regret it, but I had to. It was the only way. Should I have you see what the world would be like had I not have done it?
I cannot stop
Do you want to see that suffering? Do you want to see the end?
The end is coming.
I have seen all paths. I have seen the end of time itself, and I'm telling you, buy yourself more of it. Hand this over.
I mean, she's just not going to be convinced.
Sure, that's fine. Yeah, we can't be convinced. He's like, then we're at an impasse. Then meet me on the mountaintop. Give me your choice. And then I think we smash cut to you being on the mountaintop, and we see a gigantic.
Well, dude, Eric, this is the longest scene ever.
I know, that's fine, but this might be our last scene.
Okay.
It certainly feels that way, yeah.
And like at least of our story, and he's there, and Maz the Maker, the giant orangutan, is there, staring at you and seeing that you probably didn't. Did you bring the veil or not?
I brought the veil.
It's like, so it looks confident. Says like, I see the wiser heads have finally prevailed here. You've done well, child. Right, so like we have like the blistering snows going over on the mountaintops. It's windy, and this giant hulking creature extends its hand out, looking for the veil from you. It's like, hand it.
I look at him through the veil, and I see what truths laid in his warnings.
You see a frightened child. You see, truthfully, the essence of regret, fear of. You see what a child would see when the mom said, "Don't play ball in the house," and now the vase is broken. You see desperation.
Yeah.
Its calm, confident demeanor is no more to you. It's with the veil on. And it says, "Are you happy now?" There's a cost to that. It knows that you're wearing the veil, and it can see and it can see its true form as well. Like it knows that you know again, right? So it says,
Sure.
"Are you happy now seeing what you see?" This is the truth.
You are telling the truth. I don't know. Can I say that I also see that if he destroys the veil, he will destroy himself?
No, he wouldn't. That wouldn't happen, I think.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to try and destroy him because I know how to do that.
No, you do. And so, what does that look like?
So, she pulls from a pouch I don't know what the word is, like a full lilac blossom with all its many leaves in it, and
Frantically googling a lilac. I know it's a plant. Okay, I just didn't know. I didn't remember what it looked like. Yeah. It's the longer stem with a bunch of flowers on it. Yeah. Got it. Right, cool.
And she holds it out, and I think at this distance, there's nothing he can do as the wind just grabs the little leaves off the stem, and they fly into him. And when they touch him, he bursts on fire.
Maz the Maker screams in pain, and in its cries it says, "You've ushered in the end with this. You've ushered in the end. So you destroy him, but only if there will never be peace in the kingdom anymore. There will always be. It's like the French Revolution style. Like you can't even keep control over it.
Sure, but only if Maz's death has left open, like the possibility of someone to take his place." You abdicate power and then someone else gets it.
You're asking too much.
Okay.
It's annihilated.
But only if... No, actually, I'm just fine with that. And I think then she turns once he is annihilated, and she gives Hadar the veil and says, "Hadar, you must take this and hide it somewhere no one will ever find it. I know you are powerful enough that Hadar needed your aid. Can you do this for me?"
Hadar grabs it with her teeth.
Okay.
And then drifts away with the wind. Just turns into smoke and blows away into the mirror.
Cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. And I think that's where we seen.
Yeah.
Okay, can I pitch something totally fucking magical?
What?
What if you guys are doing the prequel and the veil is the mistake?
Holy shit. And where you hide the veil becomes the mistake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is 10,000 years before.
I'm cool with that.
That's cool.
And so, why has the kingdom, been in ruin, and why has everything been terrible ever since?
The capital because of this,
the curse of Mars, right?
Okay. That's actually a really cool pitch to this. I didn't even think of that.
Cool.
Yeah, because we never actually even mentioned the mistake proper. So yeah, that works well. That's good. Cool. So then we cut. All right. Well, that's kind of we might do an epilogue or something, but like let's go back over to your guys' story though. So corn dogs and
Yeah.
Luke, it's your guys' turn.
All right.
Thank you for indulging that super long scene, by the way. I appreciate that.
It was
No,
cool.
It was
that
really
great.
cool. I was just like,
That was awesome.
I was like, man, I already said you can't do that twice. What am I gonna do?
Yeah. So
Then
yeah,
half an hour later to see that, they're like, okay.
it's your scene. So like, do you reckon let's go for a finale?
Okay. So
Because Eric, how are we doing for time?
Yeah, we should start thinking about it.
Yeah.
okay, so with the knowledge of God, what even are names anymore? It's been so long. So with the knowledge of how to kill Corvus, I take the assistance of King Altair. I take their armies, and ride up to wherever Corvus's location is, because I know, because of the scene with Shada. God, I can't pronounce that name. Shada. Never mind.
So,
With my love interest.
Your love interest,
Right?
Sada Chiba.
You ride down. Right? The kingdom of Corvus is the Underhill Kingdom. I think the tunnels from the well. I think there is a tunnel from down there that will lead you where you need to go. Yeah, I think to seek Corvus, you will need to go underground.
Only if the tunnel is like big enough for like the army to like get through at a reasonable amount of time. Yeah.
No, and so it was. I think it's like a fucking underground highway, right? Like,
okay, yeah, just making sure it wasn't like shoulder to shoulder. Yeah.
No, this is an entire underground kingdom. Like this is a main highway of the underground that you're marching down.
So,
and yeah, you come across the lair of the Underhill King, the Crowned Raven.
Okay.
Shall I describe him for
yes.
you?
What?
Or describe the keep first.
What trappings adorn in the halls of the Crowned Raven?
I think this is the sad truth of it. I don't think there is a keep. I think this so-called, like, the King of Underhill, I think, like, it's just a network of underground tunnels. Old, dusty tunnels filled with Corvus and Arcturus and other shadow creatures of their like.
Oh, it's kind of like, sad, yeah.
Yeah, Corvus cannot build. Corvus cannot create. All Corvus and his like can do is steal. Steal hope, steal joy, steal eyes. Like, all they can do is take. And so it's just filled with shadowy, like, literally shadowy, inferior imitations of things from the lands above. That's all it is. It's a very sad place.
Kind of sad simulacra and simulacrons.
Yeah, right? Like, it's kind of depressing.
Yeah.
And Corvus is a raven.
Yeah, I kind of...
Corvus is just, or at the very least, like, when we first, like, cut in on this scene and see Corvus for the first time, Corvus is just, like, an old, tatty raven with a bunch of, like, feathers, like, askew or, like, missing, and, like, a bald tuft on its head, just sitting there in the dark.
And the armies of King Altair fall upon it with sword in hand, trying to slay the beast. And with the symbol of the Knights of the Starlit Order, and Avior or Avier, I don't remember names. Leading the charge, he kills the Crowned Raven.
Can I use but there is a cost and but only if Can I use both, or do I have to use one or the other? Eric?
No, you can use one or the other. I mean, they're kind of mutually exclusive, right?
Can't I be like there's a cost and also only if this? Like, can you string them together as
Oh,
conditional clauses?
then it's but only if. It's like
Yeah,
and
then
so but then only
yeah.
if. That's it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, but only if. No, but okay, but there is a cost. Your Starlit Sword doesn't work down here. Right? We're in the dark again. You're not under the side of the stars. The sword goes out. And all the armies of the king are swallowed up. You are the one who does the deed. And you do it with your bare hands. You break this tiny, fragile little raven. And as you do, here in the utmost dark, you see, as it dies, you see what it really is. And
no, continue.
and you see the deep, dark, empty star void of space. Hunger and emptiness and nothingness. And from it you see 1,000 watchful eyes, including the eyes of Sadachiba.
Oh.
And you know, as you do this, you know
The blue eyes of her.
Yeah, right.
Ah!
and you know, as you do this, you realize that within this void, within Corvus, is the hope and the joy and the despair, like is everything that his kingdom has ever stolen, and that when he dies, all of that passes from the world.
Oh, it's his keepsakes. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, and when he dies, they die with him.
Like, I feel like that would matter much more to someone who, like, can experience joy. But
That's entirely possible.
Avior can't. He doesn't remember what that feels like. It's been taken from his system. He's incapable. Really, what's keeping him going is just, like, he has a mission. That's, like, the thing that has been driving him. And he knows he has to accomplish it. The intentions have been lost, right? He just knows that he has to do this. So, Starlit Sword cast aside, he just, like, ferally tears at this thing, just shredding it with, like, not even claws, just, like, it's probably disgusting because, like, he doesn't have claws. He's probably, like, biting it and, like, trying to, like, get grips in it and, like, just tearing it apart. And oh my gosh, I kind of want to.
It's your scene.
And yeah, he just. I feel like this is working against myself because I'm supposed to be the hero, but I think I'm pitching this to you.
Yep.
But I feel like the, like, you can but only if statement that I would like would be if I, like, take up the mantle.
Okay. I've got a thought here for the epilogue, right? Like, leave this one with me. Leave this one.
Okay.
Because the next scene, the epilogue is mine. I have a thought. I'm like,
so in the darkness, alone, surrounded by shadows, in a cave, all of his companions dead on the floor. Avenor,
but only if
tears it.
But only if one of your companions still lives, and it's Sadachiba, and her love for you dies watching you do this thing.
Oh, I'm cool with that. That's like, as Sadachiba, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that's something that definitely happens. Yeah. But this isn't a choice that, like, Avior makes. This is just a realization that Sadachiba has. It's just like, Avior turned into this like beast, like
Yeah.
somewhere in his quest, and it's just this realization. So yes.
And is that scene?
Yeah.
So
Just
Eric and Will, do you guys have an epilogue you'd like to do? Because I sure know what mine looks like.
I don't know. That'd be up to my guy's
Will,
dead.
yeah.
My what mistakes are kind of dead right now.
Sure.
But you're hide the
also,
veil. I think the epilogue is kind of, I don't know. For me, I like the idea. The only thing I want to add is I like the idea that Luke had about this actually being the prequel to the mistake.
Yeah. So I think all we see is in the future when she is very old. She is just sobbing in her room, and all she says is, "I found it. I found the way to fix the mistake. But now I will never, ever be able to fix it."
Yeah. Oh, fuck. That's brutal. So epilogue.
Yes.
The shadow of Corvus lives in the heart of every living thing he has touched.
I agree.
One of
To
his
this.
children took the joy of Avior. And so, when Avior dies, it does not happen in his lifetime and he does not see it. But when he dies, old beyond his years, like he's lived unnatural lifetimes of just like
Ooh.
being bound to the earth, and as this like withered husk of a creature, finally he dies and released from like whatever was keeping him alive, like his body begins to crumble and like papery skin flakes off in the breeze.
Also, I'd like to
Yep.
add that Avior didn't live a like pleasant life, right?
Oh, no.
He didn't find joy in anything. He probably
Yeah.
just like wandered around the world until he like just succumbed to old age.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah.
the most you could hope for is indifference.
Yeah. Right. So like after this, like these like tens of mortal lifetimes spent just wandering, growing ever wearier under age, but not being able to rest. Finally he dies out in some lonely, desolate place just in the wilderness. There's no one to mourn his passing. There is no one to remember who he was. And the wind carries away his papery, flaky skin, and all that's left is his bones. And sitting in the center of his rib cage where his heart should be is an egg, like a hole in reality that just leads into the empty black void between the stars, from which Corvus will hatch once more.
Oh. You cannot die.
Like, yeah, I knew
I
he
live
couldn't
in every
die,
human
but
heart.
like,
Yeah.
I didn't know how much like Avior would give up on like Avior thought that he would like benefit from this.
Fucking guys, good games. Like, good job. I
Good
love
game.
Polaris. I don't know why I don't play it much. I don't know why.
God, that
Every
was
time we
so...
put on the schedule, nobody signs up. Slacker.
That was... Well, fuck. If I am free, I will sign the fuck up to play this game again and again.
Yeah,
and
but
again.
you sign up for everything.
That's also true.
Because I love you.
But, like, yeah. Well, like,
It's just
also
like-
because, like, this is good research because I have, like, a
Yeah.
game that plays with a lot of the same themes as Polaris that I'm, like, slowly fermenting.
Good. Yeah.
About cosmic space knights and flower chivalry and, like, the ineffable queer wait and wonder of the universe.
Yeah.
Oh, then this is your jam.
Yeah.
I still need to play the other one. I talked about it the last time.
Oh, yeah, the Islamic...
Something about a knight.
one.
Yeah, you call yourself a knight, or it's not you call yourself a knight. But it's something like that.
Yeah.
It's actually, I think, referenced as a thank you for in Blades of the Dark.
Quite
It's-
possibly.
It's literally like in the beginning of the book. He lists Mouse Guard, he lists Apocalypse World. Right? I'm not crazy. am I?
Thou art but a warrior.
Thou art but a warrior. Yeah. That's exactly it.
Yep.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Good deals. Yep. Thou art but a warrior. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
where you play
Yeah.
members of the
were
Orders of
Moorish.
Muslim Knights,
Yeah.
sworn to defend Islamic Spain at the beginning of the Crusades.
Yeah. So you know how that's
Oh,
gonna go.
jeez.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, First Crusade, that was a great time.
So that's some clutch shit. Dude, this game's fun. I just love the stories that we're able to tell with this. This was good. I liked it. This game, unlike other games, gives me exhaustion. I
God,
feel
I'm
exerted.
tired.
I feel exerted.
That's so weird. Like, I didn't realize until you mentioned it, but yeah, I don't feel like catharted in a satisfactory way. I just feel like drained.
Yeah, right.
I'm very satisfied. I don't know what.
Wow.
Oh, yo, no, like I'm happy about this game. Unlike Evian, I actually feel joy. Like this was good. I like this. It's just that also, this game takes a lot.
It's not that like energized satisfaction feeling. It's like, oh boy,
it's like
I created. I created something today.
I did it. Yeah,
I created something today. It's
that weariness.
Yeah,
you're left with the weariness, not with the zeal.
Yeah. That's a longer form Polaris joke.
I got like 50,000 things I want to do in this game still. So
yeah. The longer form game, just to give you guys an idea if you're interested in this game. So there's actually a mechanic for the tragedy parts of this game, where you start off with zeal. That's like your I am a good knight and things are working out, and you have wariness. And after the end of each scene, there's actually a sentence that the antagonist reads. It says like the knight, if they behaved in these certain ways, the knight has to roll a die, and you cite the times where they fucked up. And it's basically like no-win situations that they can force you in to do this. And every time you roll, I think, a 1 on this die, your zeal goes down and your wariness goes up. And so the idea is that once your zeal's out, it's the tragedy part of the game that you're no longer this hero. I never played with Ice and Light. I don't know what they are. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they're part of conflicts.
Yeah, they are. They depending on what kind of aspects or fates or whatever you're drawing on.
Yeah.
It's either ice or light.
Yeah, like I said, I've only played I've only played iterations of this game at Story Games Seattle, and because it's a one-shot game, the game has changed to better fit that feel instead of the longer form stuff. The other big game that they changed to work a lot better, in my opinion, is Remember Tomorrow.
I'm not familiar with it.
That's a
I
good
played
game.
that with.
Yeah, you were with me on that one. It's a good game. So yeah, you can check that stuff out. So I mean, I'm gloating over this game a lot, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. I want to hear from you guys. I shanghaied you guys into playing this game with me, so
that was super cool. Yeah, like increasingly, I'm really interested in like very, very formally structuralist games, like The Quiet Year or like this one, where they're like, here is what you're allowed to say, here is when you're allowed to say it, here is who very specifically controls the different things. I mean, Endless Sea in a lot of ways actually kind of does.
Yeah,
a lot of this felt quite familiar to me.
Now, what was the term that you used to describe that?
Formally structuralist.
Oh, structuralist and not
yes.
Structureless.
No,
right.
Structuralist.
Right. Yeah,
in
the
anthropological sense of the word.
Me too. Well, dude, that's why we're Luke. You're amazing. I want to hug you. It's me too. Me too. Yeah. I mean, after like playing Mouse Guard, like hanging out with you, like I like order in games. I think it's really interesting. So yeah, that's cool. Me too.
It's that whole like constraint can be really productive.
Yeah, exactly. Also, yeah. I think giving free play is stressful sometimes, and it's like hard to know. It's a skill you have to learn, and basically, the more the game can give you structure, the less you feel like you're working. It's less mental effort, because like obviously, like you're responsible for coming up with the character and their motivations and things like that, right? And doing this in this game, it gives you none of that. You're supposed to look at your character sheet here and basically come up with something to use. Unlike you say Fiasco, where it's like, I know what I got to do. It's my motivation. I'm trying to resolve that and like use that to build off. It's like you have to come up with what that need is immediately and go with it. It's like there's less structure to it, so it's harder. And so having exploring those types of structuralist games that are formalized, it's more it's easier to get into it. I think it's fast.
Yeah.
You sacrifice some of the well, we're just gonna fly by the seat of our pants, and instead just do a little bit of setup and then let the game just guide, right?
Yeah. I mean, even then, I think it still can be flying by the seat of your pants. Like, I suppose
Yeah.
what I increasingly don't believe about role-playing games, I'm gonna get really meta now because I'm still in that space of like when everyone was doing their insights as a game designer thing. Like the idea that absolute freedom in a game is a good thing, I'm just like, fuck that, right? Like Dogs in the Vineyard is miles better than it would have been for the fact that you can only be faithful PCs. Night Witches is so much better, the fact that you can only be women.
Yeah.
And a lot of this comes out of the Australian convention scene, right? Where it's like, no, this isn't like a free play thing. It's not like, oh, you know, and then the players like figure out what the fun of the game is. It's like, no, here is the experience that we are having. And now within that, we are all going to improvise and do some great shit. But like, here is the box, and I'm going to tell you what the box is up front. This is a tragedy. Doesn't have a happy ending. Here is how to play it best. Boom. Now go have a good experience.
Yeah, like best practices and like things. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like when this is something that I learned too. A lot of people who we would look up to, like Vincent Baker, never when he wants to run Apocalypse World, he doesn't say pick your playbook. He tells you like there's going to be no gunner or gun runner. You know, there's going to be there's no angel this game. I don't want to see an angel. I don't want to see a hard holder. You know, like I don't want to like. And here's the pitch, like and like those types of things, right? Like you put constraints to it, but then obviously you know players can be like, yeah, but what if I'm a hard holder who's like pushing things outside of the just like the hard holder stuff, you know, or something like it's like. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. You know what I mean? But it's like, listen, I don't want to play this.
Gambit.
Yeah. It's like
the John
I don't.
Harper Gambit, right? You make a strong statement as the GM, so that if your players want to, they can push back against it.
Exactly, and but that requires playing with people who can jive with that, and not just be like, okay, let's just do whatever you say, and I mean, which is fine also.
It
but
requires selective thought, so that
that's why John like made resistance rolls and blades.
Yeah, exactly.
Of that whole issue, right?
Yeah.
Well, which it's so interesting that grew out of Dungeon World because Defy Danger basically does a very similar thing in that game.
Well,
right?
yeah.
John's like, yeah, okay, you failed your roll. So the ogre grabs you and he smashes you against the wall and your skull shatters into pulp.
Yeah.
And you're like, hold the fuck up, John. I defy that danger. I defy the fuck out of that.
I mean, it literally came out of World of Dungeons. Like the game genuinely came out of World of Dungeons. His buddy tried to kill the sorcerer at the very end and rolled 1 point of damage less to kill them, and that's why we have Blades in the Dark. I swear to God, it's an amazing story.
It so much.
Amazing story. Anyways,
I also think like on the subject of player agendas, I think one of the most interesting trends recently in role playing games, right? Which started with Avery in Monster Hearts 2 making the agenda for everyone. It's not a GM's agenda. Everyone's agenda is always say what follows, always do what honesty demands, whatever. I don't actually remember it off the top of my head. But it's a universal thing. And then Andrew in Girl by Moonlight putting on the fucking character sheet.
Yes!
Here is your player agenda. Boom.
Yeah.
Look at the world through a queer lens. Find hope even in the darkness. Something about saving people.
And something about like something about being open or something like that, or like
something like that.
Yeah,
I don't
like
let
the light shine in or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't remember exactly, but yeah.
Also, can I just say, Eric, like, holy shit, if you run a one shot of Girl by Moonlight on this channel, like, please God, I want to be in on that.
Yeah,
I've been watching Andrew design it for like 2.5 months now, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like that's what I do. Like, I'll reach out to Andrew if he wants to play it sometime with me.
Yeah, and because I don't have like the Blades experience to GM it is the issue, right? Like, right. No one else I know.
Well, we should fix that. Yeah. Okay. That's fair too. Okay. Cool. And yeah. What about what? I know we just like rambled on about game design and stuff at a high level, but anything, any final thoughts from everybody? And
I love freeform RPGs, so
yeah.
I mean, I agree. Like, you have to set expectations, but you don't have to have rules for that. There are so many different ways to set expectations.
Yeah, no,
that
absolutely.
Mechanizing it is optional.
Yeah, absolutely.
But,
yeah.
I just want to comment on the fact that this game has a very interesting way of like how players interact with it, right? Like one player is every personal relationship. One character is every like authoritative relationship, and one character is every like oppressive force in the world, right? And I feel like that's really interesting because it's almost as if there's one player and 3 GMs, but just like segmented into different categories.
Yeah.
I think that's a really like cool way of doing it. And I haven't even like that thought hadn't even like come into my mind.
Should play Fate sometime.
Yeah, this is one of the first games, right, where it's like not one of the first, but like this was a game. This was one of the games that inspired other games where you're like, well, hold on, the GM, what are the actual explicit things a GM does?
Yeah.
How do we distribute them?
I would be willing to bet money that this came out of Archipelago in a lot of ways. And
Yeah, it did.
And I would also probably be willing to bet money that Avery had some level of exposure to this when she made Dream Askew.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true
and
too.
The way that carves up the MC. Yeah, my final thought is I love the aesthetic of this game so much, and I think the name list is such a powerful element. Like that requirement that like no, every character is named after a star. That's like a rule.
Yeah,
that's really powerful. I think.
Like the thing that's great about that is both that stars already by default have really like good fantasy names, and the second thing is that every star is associated with a meaning. So just right off the bat, like no matter what the character is, it could be like an inappropriate name for the character, but that means something about the character, right?
Yeah,
it's like a farmer that has the name for like a king, right? It tells something about the character, which I think is super cool.
For sure. Okay, let's do some outros. So, corn dogs, what are you doing? You're returning to the internet. What does that mean?
I'm going to be on Twitch channels that aren't mine. I'm going to be on Discords of people I like. And I don't know. You can follow me on Twitter, but I won't tweet. And yeah, I'll be around. If you run the same circles as I do, you'll probably see me around.
I think we do. I'm pretty sure we do. So nice. Cool. Luke.
Hello, I am Luke. You can find me on Twitter at Wildwoods Games. You can find me on Blogspot at Games from the Wildwood. I wrote a game recently. It's going to come out real soon. It's called Across the Endless Sea. I've played it with Eric before. You can watch it in the VODs. We're playing it again this same time next week with some really cool people, and I'm real fucking hyped for that. And also, I am currently just starting a campaign as a player with Ash McAllen, a CJack, on her Twitch, which is also being really cool. I have a Patreon if you want to support me to do online shit and game design and stuff. Patreon.com/Games from the Wildwood.
Yeah. Cool. And Will, Golden H.
Hey, yeah, I'm Golden H. I like to play RPGs. If you want to play like a long form game of Polaris, tweet me. If you want to watch me play Nobilis, follow me. If you want to support me in game design, just be a good person. That's all I want.
Yeah. Cool. And I'm Eric. I'm Eric Fulgaris. This is my channel. I do a lot of role-playing games, a lot of story games. Yeah, Polaris is a lot of fun. Definitely get this game. It's pretty cheap, and Ben Lehman's a cool guy. I like his games. So I like supporting designers who make good games. So you can find, I think next Tuesday we're playing Across the Endless Sea once more, right?
Yeah, playing Across the Endless Sea. Yeah.
So we'll be back next week with Across the Endless Sea. Tune in this Saturday. I'm doing, there's no Pendragon, but it's Roll20Con, and I'm running on the main channel at Roll20 app on 2:00 p.m. Pacific time. I will be running 13th Age, which is fun. So I'm doing that. That's cool. And then Sunday we return with Burning Crowns. So that's what we're doing. I'm excited. So thanks a lot, everybody. This is doing games. So thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys later.